Hey, thank you for clicking on this video. All of us have experienced really low quality of customer support. So now, imagine customer support that is available every hour of every day. It can solve your problems within minutes or even seconds. It is capable of speaking different languages. Good news are, this is not a dream anymore. This is the reality of AI voice assistants. They are revolutionizing the way we think about support and services. My name is Ari, and I've been in the IT industry over a decade, wearing multiple hats from software support, development, implementation, and everything in between. But lately, I got really excited. And of course, that's the world of AI. You see, outside of my regular hours of my regular job, I've been diving deep into merging AI technologies. I've been exploring tools and techniques to automate processes and boost productivity in a way that seemed like science fiction not too long ago. By the end of this video, I will share with you all my resources and setup to help you out with building AI voice assistant and merge it and connect it to the workflow where the AI voice assistant will be able to check the availability in the calendar, plus it will be able to book an appointment. Right guys, so before we dive into my AI voice solution, I'd like you to have a list. And you'll see on the screen, there's a wide range of applications and benefits that makes these assistants invaluable. This helped me to understand why AI voice assistants are becoming increasingly popular across different industries. So the list that I created for you consists of top benefits of AI voice assistant. You can go through that list and see whether this is something that's convincing you to implement or reconsider in your own business or for personal purposes. On the left-hand side, you can see only a fraction on in-demand use cases of AI voice assistant. The potential is huge in my opinion. So I also listed some examples so you can have a look. I hope you find it helpful. All right, guys, so my first showcase of one of my solutions is IT support AI voice assistant. In the next couple of minutes, you will see this assistant in action. And afterwards, I will guide you through all the steps that I've taken to build that AI voice assistant. So in essence, I'll be leveraging two portals, two cutting edge technologies. One of those is Vapi and another one is Makecom. Okay, let's try to break it down. Let's start with process behind the IT support use case. We have two parts and you can actually see where do we leverage Vapi. So Vapi is on the first part of the process when user calls an IT assistant and the IT assistants try to resolve that issue. And the other one that is Makecom, where we automated the process of checking the availability in the calendar and booking available time slot. So as the process says, we call the IT assistant and that IT assistant tries to resolve our issue. If the issue is resolved, end of a call. And if not, and if the session with the engineer is required, AI voice assistant connects directly to Make.com by using API and webhooks and some other tools to check the availability in the calendar and booking that appointment. Just a side note and something that is worth mentioning. There is a lot of automations that you can build on top of that process. For instance, I've built an automation where the AI voice assistant log a case, summarize what's been discussed. So I don't need to mention how much this simplifies the process and remove the hassle of administrative work. But for this use case, I'd like you to see my AI voice assistant in action. So let's jump into the demo.
Hi there. I'm AI Tech Support. How can I help you today?
Hey, I need your help with my printing. I'm unable to print my document and I need that urgently. My printer's on, but I don't know what's happening. Help me out, please.
Oh, I understand how frustrating that can be. Let's try to figure this out together first. Can you tell me if your printer is connected properly to your computer or network? If it's a USB printer, make sure the cable is securely plugged in. If it's a network printer, check the Wi-Fi or Ethernet connection. Can you do that for me?
Yes, that's USB. I've checked on both ends, so the USB cable is plugged in.
Great. Now let's check the printer status on your computer. Can you open the devices and printers settings? You can do this by searching for it in the start menu. Let me know when you're there.
All right, I'm there. So should I search for the printer now?
Yes, exactly. Please look for your printer in the Devices and Printers window. Once you find it, let me know if it's set as the default printer or if it shows any status like offline.
It's default. It's set as default, so I know that, and it says online.
Okay, that's good to know. Now, let's check the print queue. Can you double-click on your printer icon to open it and see if there are any print jobs stuck in there? If you see any, please let me know.
All right. So yeah, let me just go to the print queue. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. There's one
Oh.
line. There's one line, and I can see that line says error. What I can do with that?
All right, if you see an error in the print queue, let's try to clear that out first. You can right-click on the print job that shows the error and select Cancel to remove it from the queue. Can you do that for me? Let me know once you've canceled it.
All right. Now I cancel that. Okay.
Awesome. Now that you've cleared the print job, let's try printing your document again. Can you go back to your document and hit print? Let me know if it works this time.
All right. Okay. It seems that the print. Yeah, it's all good. So I'm able to print it out. Nice. Thanks for this.
Oh, that's fantastic to hear. I'm really glad it's working now. If you need help with anything else, just let me know.
Yes, I need your help. So I've just bought a hard drive and I need to replace it in my laptop. How can you help me with that?
I can guide you through the process of replacing your hard drive. First,
No. Please. I've forgotten to mention I'm not a tech geek. I don't want to do it myself. I'm a little bit afraid that I may break it.
I completely understand. No worries at all. If you're not comfortable doing it yourself, I can help you schedule an appointment with one of our technicians to replace the hard drive for you. Would you like to do that?
That would be great.
All right. Let me check the availability of our technicians for you. Can you please tell me what day you'd like to schedule the appointment?
Tomorrow. Can you check for tomorrow? Any available time slots for tomorrow?
Just a sec. I found some available time slots for tomorrow. Here they are. 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Which time works best for you?
9 a.m. works well, so can you book that for 9 a.m. for me, please?
Great choice. Just to confirm, can you please provide me with your name and email address for the appointment?
So my name is Arek. My email is
Thank you.
arek@hotmail.com.
Thank you, Eric. Just to confirm, you want to book the appointment for tomorrow at 9 a.m. for the hard drive replacement.
That's correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
This'll just take a sec. Sorry, a few more seconds. Your appointment has been successfully scheduled for tomorrow, November 7th, at 9 a.m. for the hard drive replacement. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
That's awesome. Thanks a lot for your help and take care.
I'm glad. You're very welcome, Eric. I'm glad I could help. If you ever need assistance again, don't hesitate to reach out there and have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Before you start planning and designing your own voice AI solution with automation, I would suggest to create the following accounts and get familiar with definitions associated to those. Let's start with Vapi.ai. So this is the portal where we are going to set up our AI voice assistant. Basically, it's an advanced API platform designed to facilitate voice interactions by enabling speech to text and then text to speech capabilities. On the day when I'm recording this video, you'll be getting $10 free credits. And that will give you an opportunity to test your voice assistant and play around with some options to see whether this is something that you'd like to implement. It's worth mentioning that you should be familiar with API's definition. In simple words, APIs let different apps or systems work together and share resources efficiently. The next was Google Calendar. So that's an online calendar that helps you keep track of events and appointments. Makecom is a platform that connects different apps to automate tasks. It helps save time by doing repetitive tasks automatically. Like in my case, it's checking the availability in Google Calendar and booking specified time slot. If you open your account, you'll get 1,000 free operations and you'll be able to have 2 active scenarios. OpenAI API. Do not get confused with OpenAI GPT's account that costs around $20 per month. This is a different account and I'll be using this to embed it into my Makecom scenario. Essentially, that provides access to advanced language models, enabling developers to integrate natural language processing into their applications. I will show you my setup of Vapi AI voice assistant. To set it up, you need to go to Platform, Assistants. So this section of model and my configuration of system prompt is as follows. You need to make sure that the system prompt is structured very well. This is the key of having effective and efficient voice assistant. The role, clearly define who the assistant is and their purpose. We have a task. Task specify the goal or objective. Specifics provide detailed instructions. In the case of IT assistant, I've outlined primary responsibilities and troubleshooting process. Please note that I also added a troubleshooting guide as a document, so AI voice assistant knows that it should reach out to that document to get details of issue, troubleshooting steps, and potential solutions. To add this knowledge base document, you need to go to Files and add a file from here. As you can see in my example, I have troubleshooting guide for IT issues. You can add your own knowledge base. For example, it can be knowledge repository of all the issues recorded in your organization with potential solutions. So AI voice assistants can access that and ask specific questions and narrow down the issue and find the best possible solution. Now, in Assistant, you need to add it in this field. You see drop-down menu and your document that you added in Files. The next part of my prompt consists of context. So basically, context refers to the background information or details provided within a prompt to help an AI model understand and respond accurately to a request. So in my case, it essentially provides clear instructions on how to communicate effectively, especially with someone who might not be familiar with technical details. There is another crucial part. So as you've seen, my AI voice assistant is able to check the availability of an engineer and book an appointment with that engineer in case if the issue is not resolved and the screen sharing session needs to be scheduled, or there is a piece of hardware that needs to be replaced as in my demo. On-site engineer needs to be booked. To achieve that, we need to set up check availability function and book appointment function. This part resides in tools. Tools in Vapi are function-based components that allow your AI assistant to perform specific actions and transfer information to Makecom for process automation. I have set up two of those. One of them is check availability. In integration to Make, you can see server URL that is linked to the webhook from my scenario. I have all the details like name, description, and properties. So all the data that will be fed in to my Make.com scenario to build that automation. That is specific date, requested time. Once the availability is checked, the AI voice assistant book an appointment based on the requested date and time. Again, integrated with Make.com, linked to the server URL that is webhook in Make.com, and specific names, description, plus properties that are details that will be fed in to the Make.com scenario. The next step is to go to Assistant, making sure that all the tools that you've set up are ticked from that drop-down list from Functions tab in your Assistant setup. So just make sure that them both are ticked and then publish all your changes. Going back to the model and system prompt, let's carry on with other parts. So then one of those is current time, really important one. So this one is a part of the prompt that would dynamically insert the current date and time into the conversation, formatted according to the specified time zone. So essentially it provides context that helps time-sensitive information or actions, and it helps a lot with scheduling, very useful for setting appointments. Another part is post scheduling, important guidelines that consist of do's and don'ts, conversation flow, and some of the important notes. It's very important to test your AI voice assistant. Ask questions that are not relevant with what you are expecting from itself. If you notice some deviations from the behavior that you expect, update your prompt, readjust. And this is what I've done. I've been testing this around. I've been adding and removing some parts just to get the best possible result. My strong recommendations and pro tip is to get familiar and master prompt engineering. This will not only help you with building AI voice solutions, but it will also help you and make you effective in building any kind of AI solutions that you have in your mind. For your convenience, I'll be sharing this prompt in the description below. Let me show you other tabs with other options that are possible, and I'll show you my setup. For transcriber, I've picked DeepGram with English language For voice configuration, I've picked Cartesia with customer support lady as a voice. And you've probably had some background noise. This is why I've chosen Office as a background sound. Functions, this is related to the tools, where we pick all those options. In advanced, there are multiple options to choose from and play around depending on what you desire or require from your voice assistant. Analysis, prompts that will give you options to get the data structured, success evaluation, and summary that will summarize your call. To test and verify your voice assistant, click on Talk with Assistant and see how it behaves and whether it interacts the way that you've desired and required. Let's jump into Makecom. I'll guide you through my automated calendar scheduling system that I've built. This scenario and the entire process, from receiving a meeting request to providing intelligent scheduling responses. Let's go through each module step by step. Please note that I'll be sharing the blueprint by exporting it so you can download it and import it into your system. Please check the description below. Let's start from the entry point. That is the custom webhook. What I'm showing you here is essentially our system front door. When someone wants to schedule a meeting, their request arrives through this webhook. So it's a key point here is that this webhook creates a unique URL that external system can use to trigger our automation. Think of it as a digital doorbell. When rung, it starts our entire scheduling process. So that is the link. When you copy it and create tools from Vapi, make sure that you go to Make Integration and paste it into server URL. That will trigger all tools and activate their purpose. So going back to Makecom, so the webhook expects a JSON structure like you get the requested time, time zone. Once this is provided, the scenario will take that to the router and the router will decide which way to go. One way is to check the availability, and that's the first way, because we need to check availability before booking an appointment. So as a setup filter, so whatever we get from the webhook, from check availability, this will recognize that it needs to go this way. So you actually see the text operator that equals to check availability from the output from the webhook. Now we have OpenAI that creates a completion. It's our first AI interaction. This module is quite fascinating because it handles all our time processing intelligence. You need to have that OpenAI API account and get your API unique key and add your account from there. Then what you need to do is to select method that you want to use, model, and of course, message for system, role of system, and user. So in this case, the module receives the current date time and the requested meeting time and follows these strict business rules. So in case of this content, we'll be provided with current date or requested date. We have strict business rules of to start always at. So that our business starts at 7 a.m. and it's closed at 5. The AI takes something like tomorrow afternoon and converts it into precise time start our calendar can understand. But what is important is the next step. We need to get that data of that output and that message that is being created by OpenAI and pass to JSON. This JSON parse module is our data formatter. Its job is to take the AI output, structure it properly for our calendar, and ensure all time formats are correct. So this is the format and data structure that I created. I should be hand over to Google Calendar to check the free and busy time slots. The next step in the scenario is Google Calendar free busy information. Here is where we check actual calendar availability. So you need to create a unique connection to your Google Calendar where it will check for an existing appointment and will return an array of busy time slots. So this is the configuration. We are checking business hours only. So you remember that was 7 to 5 p.m. Getting all busy periods, and it of course handles time zone conversions automatically. This gives us a complete map of when we are already booked. Now, that information is being forwarded to Iterator. The Iterator processes each busy time slot individually. What you're seeing here is input from that module, and it's processing each busy period one by one. It provides output in formatted time slots. Think of it as going through your calendar hour by hour, noting when we are busy. Then we go to Text Aggregator. Text Aggregator combines all the process time slots from Iterator. It takes individual busy periods, combines them into one structured text, formats them for our AI to analyze. The output gives us a clear picture of all busy periods in one place. So that data is being handed over to Router, and we have two paths that it follows. One is if we are free all day, there are no busy slots, the webhook comes back with the following results. That is being fed in back to our user, and our AI voice assistant says, whole day is free. What time would you like to book? So that's what happens when we're free all day. And this is the setup of the filter. It takes information from the calendar, of course, and array operator is less than 1. That means there is less than 1 busy time slot, so the whole day is free. If we're busy at some point and there are time slots that are booked, we check the array operator that is greater than 1. So that means that there are some time slots that are busy. And when that happens, that takes us to another OpenAI, create a completion prompt. Again, you need a connection and you need to structure role for a system. So it will extract all available time slots and it will provide 3 available time slots to choose from to the user. It analyzes busy periods and finds available slots. Next one is JSON, transform to JSON. Based on the results, this transformation module prepares our final response. It takes the AI suggestions and structures them into available time slots. This ensures our response is consistently formatted. That takes us to the last webhook response. We have results with the tool call ID and the results of JSON string with the potential time slots that are available on that specific day. Goes back here. Now, if the user decides to book one of the appointments and time slots, the router takes us this way with that filter. We have Google Calendar that says create an event. We set up all these with event name. You can pick one of your choice and start date. So as you can see, this is coming from the webhook, custom webhook, where you need to go to tool calls, function, arguments, and you will get what's being requested, what date, and of course another one is time. So you can recognize this by requested time 1. So going back to dashboard of Vapi and book appointment, you see a time, requested time 1, and that date 1 are the details and information that is being fed in. So you can easily recognize and pick that information from your scenario and map those fields so you know what kind of data you want to process. Okay, this is all the setup that I have. And again, you have a blueprint, so you can just paste it in and import it and play around, test. That takes us to the webhook response with this specify tool call ID. The webhook response module in Make is used to send a customized confirmation back to the source that triggered the webhook. So it's indicating successful data sit and processing. In our case, that would be going back to Vapi AI voice assistant that will be confirming our booked appointment. Thanks.